Garage is huge. We believe that it was probably the original barn and then they attached it to the house. We're just guesstimating. It's got 3 car bays in it. One that's pretty tall on the side that Chris's van would fit in, because the other 2 bays his van would not fit in. He drives a transit van, but it's just a huge space. So I have a space for eBay. I have an extra space for storage our finished goods. He has an area to put his bar area that he collects Budweiser things. There's a half bath in here. I mean, so when we were looking for storage space, we were looking for usable space to do.
How can I paint false wood-looking beams?
All right, so this is day 4 of working on this. Now, I've only worked on it in the evenings and during the weekdays. So tomorrow is going to be caulking and trim and patching in the last couple of spots that need to be done. On Thursday, Yvonne is going to be in Indiana so she can get some more paint. And then I've still got to figure out up here. I think I want to do some kind of a hinge on the top. It's focusing on my hand. Some kind of hinge on the top so it swings up and it's got a little clasp that I can hook onto it. So that way we can still use it, but it won't be as ugly.
Tater's more of a black and white cat right now. How it is painting with a kitty cat. They have to be center of attention, and now he wants me to hold him, but he's got wet paint on him. You silly guy. He's like, you're out here, this is my area. Yes, he has wet paint on him. Tater.
All right, so I am going to mount back on the power washer, and I'm also going to mount the vacuum system over here. But if you remember earlier in the video, I had put in some 2x10s, and the reason why is so now I know the measurements of them, where they're located, but I'll have something to have the bolts that I'm going to use to mount the bracket. They'll give it something to bite into. So I've got the power washers on now, and it really, I mean, it stiffened it up, adding those boards in there. So now I don't have to worry about it starting to come loose. The power washer didn't, because I think I actually screwed it into a couple of studs. But when we had the vacuum system in, that was definitely starting to come loose.
Up, over just a little bit, towards the wall, that wall. Up, back, up towards me. Okay, you got one in.
Which one? The one towards you?
Well, I can't see the other one, so I think you got, nope, go towards the wall again. Garage door. Okay, now try. Whew, it's heavy.
What do you think so far?
Amazing as always. Okay, so now it's time that he's going to move over my staging area. It's not complete, but enough that things can get moved over into this wall.
Well, it's at the point where it's the finishing off that, but a lot of it is trim work, which, as most people know, trim work doesn't get done forever.
We will. We will. Eventually. Oh, I'm glad he's the one moving this. I already tried to move it myself. Slide it anyway. It's funny, we don't use it for storage or anything. It's just for me to display on the top. It's such a cool piece.
Might need to move the stools.
Hey, anything that fell behind there now we can get.
There's that light piece.
Yep, that light piece fell behind there, so. And then it can get swept again, still.
There's one.
And there's two.
This one's actually light.
One's heavy, one's light.
Yeah.
That doesn't make much sense. Two different woods, I guess. Oh, you get my attention.
Well, I'm getting tired of being yelled at.
You just moved too fast.
I have never been accused of that.
So now that Chris has put the shiplap up and he's moved my staging section back to where, well, moved it anyway. So the beams. So let's talk about the beams. We put shiplap up, or he put shiplap up. He painted it. On the bar side where he put all his bar memorabilia, he actually took wood. He wrapped the wood. And if he would have had a pre-thought, he would have bought a whole bunch of wood, because now he cannot get the same wood, the same like rough textured wood. It's all planed. It's not, yeah. So there's that. So, and time. It takes a lot of time to do those edges at 45s, cut 3 pieces, make it all match. Time. So I went onto the interweb. I'm like, okay, how can I paint false wood looking beams that have already been painted white? So yes, these are just wood beams, and then so we haven't like caulked here yet. So when he was painting, he ended up painting another coat over this. He still has to work on that, but I taped off this area in the hopes of doing what I saw on the internet. The mess, because this is the week, right, that we're having the open house. So see, like, he can't get this wood anymore at Lowe's, Menards. Nobody has this wood. And it was very time consuming to make 3 pieces of wood cut, which looks wonderful for his bar area. But, I mean, in the gist, it is a garage, but we do use our garage a lot. So I'm going to see if I can do one beam and then see how it works. Fingers crossed for me all. Gel stain is a much thicker stain, so it's not going to be runny. And I picked the color chestnut because on the sample it wasn't too red, it wasn't too dark. Like I thought walnut might be a little too dark. So I'm just going to go ahead, take a brush. See, like I said, it's like, it's thick, which is fine. So I'm just going to brush it on. I already taped off. Then I just have myself some white shop rags. So I'm going to start off with the side, and I'm just going to start to wipe it off, and we'll see what it becomes. It is not very dark at all. That's okay. I could maybe leave it on longer. I have time to do more. So I actually think that I need to let it sit and then apply a second coat to achieve the darkness I want, just like a regular stain would. I need a cat that we have a cat that has no personal space issues. When he wants to be held, he wants to be held. I just wanted to take these off so we can move them. Easier said than done, finding the right screwdriver. Sometimes when it comes to Tater, I almost think I need one of those baby slings, but babies don't usually go over your shoulders. I don't know. I might have to have Chris do this part. I wasn't happy, but I can't unscrew these with a cat on my shoulder. Silly boy. Yeah. Yeah, there's that. So let me see if I can get this one off or not. No, the monster that it creates when you do a finished wall. I'm not hating not wiping the gel off, because if I wipe the gel stain off, it goes right back to the white. So I'm just going to let it dry. But now, before Chris trims out this door, I should probably paint it. It's never been painted. It's still the original, yeah, just what the door came like. So, yeah, no, it's not real wood. It's faux wood, but I mean, when you get close, it shows like in the crevices. It's still, of course, completely wet. Gel stain takes a good 24 hours to dry. You don't want to touch it. Yeah, like I said, I don't hate it. It's darker than what the other is, but of course, it's not the same, but it's okay. It's okay. It's a garage. It's got that difference in color. Now I need to go find some black to paint this door. I really didn't think about painting a door. So I didn't really have any paint on hand. So I'm going to do Fusion's Coal Black. Paint primer all in one. I don't care for the little rim, so it's all going to get painted. Meaning I'm not going to leave that on an outline. I'm sure that it'll be just fine as door paint. I've used it outside. So I heard Chris just pull in, and he hasn't seen my idea for the beams. So let's see what he thinks. He should be walking in any second.
Wow, that is really nice. It's got wood texture.
What do you think?
That's good. You're an artist.
Yeah, I'm an artist.
Know how it makes the grain look?
I thought it did too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the same color as the other, but...
The door's too dark though.
The door's too dark? Oh man. To make this even, I do have to paint this white, or this would not take that stain as well. And then Chris is going to actually rehang these over here so they're not on the beam. It's kind of like, so this has got its first coat, but I'm gonna have to put another coat on it so that it's not noticeable underneath that stain. So he's kind of tucking it in the seam before we caulk to hide most of that cord. And it's fine. Got it turned. It works.
Yeah, but that wouldn't have been good with the ladders.
Oh yeah. Something so minute you think is just silly, but I don't know. I think it looks better not being on the beams. I just have to do a really light when you, so you don't leave a brush stroke.
Well, I think the brush strokes might make it so what the
Well, like
the grain,
end, the end.
you got to feather it out.
Yes.
A little problem with that?
Yeah, a little bit. But.
Yeah, the other incredible thing, people, too, is she's afraid of heights.
I don't like ladders.
I mean,
I like pretty stuff.
You
though.
are 3 steps up, though.
I know. I like pretty stuff, so it's amazing what you'll do for your design.
No, I think it matches very well.
So to trim around the door, we decided on just really thin strips, not to take away all the work that we did on the beams. And there's just that one small side. We did not center the door. That's how the door was. So if you put one thick on one side and one thin on the other side, it just looks off. So
All right, so Yvonne let me get a big screen TV. This is a 70-inch. And I'm going to be taking this one down. I'm going to move the Budweiser mirror over to that spot, and I'll have, it's hard to point your finger when it's going in backwards. I'll have the TV right here in the center. So that way, let me turn you around. So with doing that, what it'll allow me to do is have the TV go all the way across. See, I'm limited because of that right there. So a lot of stuff is going to get moved around, but we found that we use this a lot, this area. So we want to make it feel more homey.
that's a big old TV. Luckily the hanging system fits on it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the scary part, right?
What's that?
Drilling them in. Don't touch the screen. Putting the same bracket on the hand, but there was no screws that fit.
Yeah, the screw mounts from the old TV were a different size. So that's what we had to do.
Go to Menards just to buy screws.
Yes.
That we just didn't just come out with screws, but. Couldn't go any bigger because it's all about the space of the wall, I guess. He wanted to hang his bar stuff up there. He's got some spackling to do, some painting to do. Oh, yeah, unfortunately, paneling. Paneling. Uh-oh. Good?
Good.
Good.
Plenty of
Can
hiddenness.
see it now. Woohoo!
Plenty of hiddenness.
Okay.
he made this corner piece when he did
Still have the wood.
still have the wood from those, so it was all ready to go.
Little touch-up paint going on.
Touch of paint never hurt nobody.
Luckily, we found that we had a gallon of, what is this, satin?
Satin. And then we did semi-gloss on that wall.
So this side is semi. That's maybe why it's shiny a little more than this side. Although it looks shiny, but it's wet. But you can see the rest of it isn't.
We'll see how it goes. Unfortunately, the plug's behind the mirror, so.
Yeah. Okay, y'all, we finally finished what we're going to finish so far on the garage before Thanksgiving. Little by little, we're just working on a little section of the wall so that it doesn't, you know how house renovations can just rule your life if you try to do the whole area at the same time. It's too much and it's too overwhelming. So we decided section by section is the easiest way for us to go, little by little. So I'm going to give you a peek of what we have done. You saw what we were doing. What did I come up with for those beams? That you can see the ones by the air conditioner that needs to come out yet. But Tater likes to sit on the air conditioner, so I'm like, can you put a bay window there for the cat? So anyway, yeah, so those beams were already there, and then on this one he had wrapped them in wood, and they don't sell the wood anymore, and it's really time consuming. So I stumbled across a TikTok one day of somebody gel staining them. So you have to tell me how it looks, y'all. So if you think I thought it turned out beautiful. So I hope that I have inspired anybody that might have that big 4x4 hanging out anywhere to just give it a gel stain and give it multiple days to dry. It did take multiple days for it to dry. So you probably want me to stop talking so you can see the finished results, right? Okay, so here is the finish. I'm going to try to cut out where we have not completed. There's his new mirror that he just got. I know the bench is not. The bench is going to stay there, but the other one, that one needs to be repainted. And anyway, y'all, we took the other one. It's a little small, and we took the other one to be sold. So he moved his little bar area over here. Yes, he got a new TV because he loves football and he deserves it. I spend so much on my collections, I'm not ever going to complain. So there's all his little glows and lights up, and he has room for a couple more on either side here. This is just a little, like you could put nuts and stuff in it. And then if you haven't noticed about the bar, like he has some more of his mugs and steins down there. And then somebody at the open house happened to have this little, I called it a bistro table, like a little kitchenette, which we were talking about that. I'm not painting it right away, y'all, but it works for what we need it for. And then he moved this mirror over there and then hung the shelf that I got on the online auction, which fits perfectly. And there's a new mirror that he just picked up. It all just looks so nice over here. He had this beam done when he was doing the rest, but this is my new staging area, which is the same old you always see, but he did finish that little door so that we can put our Christmas stuff up there, and it's nice storage, and it just closes and you don't have to necessarily look at it. But I think the beams turned out really good. I don't know what you all think, but they do kind of, I know that they're painted, but it was less work for him.
I was going to say, show a close-up of how it actually mimics grain.
Well, because it is wood grain.
So, I really wish that we would have thought of this before I did the actual beams on the other side.
So are you taking it off?
No, because that's a lot of work too.
Yeah, I remember how tight of a fit that was that you can't take those off. But yeah, no. And then I just bought this little hook today from Hobby Lobby for him to hang his coat. It looks like one of the old ones. Love it when they're on sale, y'all. It's a heavy beast. Gave him a little basket for his gloves because this is the door he goes out to do the wood burner with, but so, yep, now all our little equipment is down here all together. So hopefully we have a prettier staging area when we're doing our hauls for you. So thank you so much for watching us, taking the journey on with us of the little by little redoing our garage area. But this is our storage, this is our haul, this is Chris's sports bar. Man cave. Man cave. Yes, I forgot. She shed, man cave. This is definitely that part.
Studio, house. I get a garage.
There you go. Here you go. But it looks wonderful, and it is just extension of our house, and we spend a lot of time out here, so why not make it pretty? So again, thanks for watching. As always, if you're part of our YouTube family, thank you so much. And if you're new and you're checking out the channel for the first time and you like the journey, the behind the scenes of Ginger Chick Rehab, hit that subscription button along with the notification bell so you know we upload a new video. And we will see you next time, guys, and you can see what we're up to. Bye.